Universal Design for Learning, UDL, aims to provide all learners with equitable opportunities for learning and academic success. It recognizes that learners have diverse needs, abilities, and backgrounds, and seeks to remove barriers to learning by offering flexible and inclusive teaching methods. UDL is based on three key principles: representation, action and expression, and engagement. In this video, we will give a brief overview of each of these principles and examine short examples to illustrate their significance in creating an inclusive learning environment. Representation is the first principle of UDL. It emphasizes the importance of presenting information in multiple ways to cater to the diverse needs of learners. This principle acknowledges that learners have varying learning styles, preferences, and abilities when it comes to processing information, and it's the curriculum designer's job to keep these diverse needs in mind. Consider an online biology class learning about photosynthesis. A traditional approach to teaching this subject might be to deliver a video lecture describing photosynthesis and showing a static diagram of the process. An approach that applies the UDL principle of representation presents the material in a variety of forms. In other words, in multiple representations. The instructor might still deliver a video lecture, but they also provide a transcript of the video lecture so learners can read along or read at their own pace. Providing multiple methods of representation can engage learners with different learning styles and abilities. The instructor also includes various interactive diagrams and animations to illustrate the photosynthesis process. Learners can click on and manipulate these visuals. The visuals are also accompanied with detailed outlines for screen readers. The second UDL principle is action and expression. This principle focuses on allowing learners to express what they have learned in a variety of ways. It recognizes that learners have diverse strengths and challenges when it comes to demonstrating their understanding. Consider an online American history course. Learners have completed a module on the American Revolution and are being assessed on their knowledge. A traditional approach might be to give an assignment that requires an essay over a specific topic. An approach that applies the UDL principle of action and expression would give learners various options on how they would like to display their knowledge. These options might include writing an essay, recording a presentation, designing an infographic using online tools, or recording a podcast episode. This flexibility enables learners to showcase their knowledge using their preferred mode of communication and expression. Allowing learners to use different ways of expressing their knowledge also increases their learner motivation. The third UDL principle is engagement. This principle emphasizes the importance of creating a learning environment that is motivating and meaningful for all learners. It acknowledges that engagement is a critical factor in the learning process, and that learners are more likely to learn and succeed when they're interested and invested in their studies. Consider an online world geography class that is learning about the Amazon rainforest. A traditional approach might be to have the learners read an article about the Amazon rainforest and watch a video lecture about the biodiversity of the rainforest. Learners are then given a multiple-choice test about the information they learned. An approach that applies the UDL principle of engagement would create more opportunities for learners to choose their learning path and establish connections to the content. Learners can choose to gain information through an interactive map of the rainforest that gives information about different areas, plants, and animals. Other options include watching a 360-degree video of the rainforest that explores biodiversity, or by going through a branching narrative game where learners can make decisions about where a character goes in the rainforest. This course might also focus on connections between the Amazon rainforest and real-world issues, such as climate change and conservation. Learners can research and present on topics that interest them instead of taking a multiple-choice exam. By allowing learners to select modes of learning as well as topics that genuinely interest them, they are more likely to be engaged in the research process and feel a personal connection to the subject matter. These choices not only increase motivation, but also support individualized learning. Universal design for learning is a powerful framework that promotes inclusivity and equity in education. Its three principles, representation, action and expression, and engagement, provide educators with guidance on how to create a learning environment that accommodates the diverse needs and abilities of all learners. By implementing UDL principles, educators can foster a more inclusive, accessible, and effective educational experience, ultimately benefiting learners of all backgrounds and abilities. In this video, we have touched only on each UDL principle. To further explore these principles and learn about more specific guidelines and multiple means of implementation, we have included a detailed reading in this course. This guide will further your understanding and application of UDL.